Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side. I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. Now, I have 3 decks out here that I don't normally use, so I'm going to run through them real fast for those of you who like to know what decks I'm using, because these aren't in the description box. I have the Everyday Witch Tarot. I have the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle and the Spirit Animal Oracle. Okay, and for those of you who had wanted to see the video of the addiction discussion event, I said that I didn't manage to get that video because of technical things, and I didn't, but one of my moderators did. So big shout out for getting that, and the link for that video will be in the description box below. And you are more than welcome to share that video with people if you feel that they could benefit from it. If you're interested in attending an addiction discussion live, we're going to do one more. That's going to be May 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you that weren't able to attend the first one. This time around, when you book through the Buy Me a Coffee, you don't have to book for each person because I don't really expect this one to book out. So you can share that event link if you want to. Okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside and allowing Spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay. A rebirth is assured. There's like this re-emergence. Oh, I feel my hands getting really hot. And that doesn't typically happen to me. I feel like this is a message that's coming through, and the word that's actually being used for it here is not a word that I usually use, and it's Lightworker. So, and I'm feeling a lot of power as I'm saying that. It's not necessarily a power that I feel that people are always conscious of. It's more like a current that I'm feeling. So this message is for a very powerful Lightworker. Oh, interesting. Okay. And there's some sort of rebirth that's coming here in this energy. Let's see what's going on. That's why it's a different set of decks. I get it. I get it. It's a different language than I normally use. Okay. Okay. We have third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. Ooh. Okay. I had a spam call. It's been like all day. I normally don't get spam calls, so that's why I'm complaining. So when we get the third eye, it's kind of interesting because now in modern times, we kind of project this whole, like, this is a psychic center, and if you want to be psychic, open your third eye. But Ajna means command or perceive. And it's really about insight, self-knowledge, transcendence. And you can even think of it as, beliefs, like your core concepts and your self-beliefs. They're kind of housed in here. So if you have like a third eye block, there's a lot of core beliefs kind of standing in the way. And this, you can think of it as what I believe I create or what I know I create, right? Because knowing and beliefs are very intimately tied. And this is almost telling me that there's a powerful light worker that this message is coming through for, that is rebirthing something within their reality or even within themselves, because something has changed within that third eye space. So something has changed within their core beliefs. When we have this sort of energy in terms of a core belief, it's like it's our system, right? It's our worldview, and our own personal paradigm may have shifted recently. And you can even see that mirrored here inside this card, right? We have 5, the number of change. And then we have this blue over this bat's third eye. And I like how there's like 2, right? Because it's almost like there's these 2 separate belief constructs or these 2 separate ways of seeing something. And the rebirth asks us to choose one way, right? To choose a new way. So this is a very interesting energy to be coming out, especially with this powerful sort of light worker energy that was coming up for me in the very beginning. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, I got it. So once again, this is a message that's coming through for somebody who has had to isolate in order to heal. Okay, we have this Four of Swords, which often is a time out. It's like this rest and rejuvenation period, usually spent alone. And in this space, someone has had to learn their own brand of magic. They've had to learn their own personal, as Steph over at House of Sky says, zhuzh. They've had to learn their own personal sort of power and reclaim their own power. There may even be the witch wound that somebody had to work through, whether it is wounding by witches or the wounded witch. You know, it goes both ways. And there's something here about the webs that someone was caught in that they've had to extricate themselves from in order to heal themselves. Now, there's a comment that was made on the channel earlier. I think maybe they made it last night or early this morning. And I think it was on my membership side. I remember that they said something about, they brought up the point that the moon, the crescent moon, is representative of the soul. So I feel that that applies here as that comment's coming back to me, because it's almost like somebody has pulled back a curtain on the soul, and that required this time out space. So whoever this message is for, you're a powerful light worker. Maybe you had to discover that power. Maybe you had to get past certain beliefs and expectations that were placed on you or that you held and adopted for yourself in order to see your true soul, in order to see who you actually are. I do feel that some sort of wounding here, this, you know, when I get this image of the witch, it can be projections that people place on you. It can be wrongful accusations that people make about you. It can be feeling like someone keeps you trapped or keeps you small, or that they're threatened by your authenticity. And I always feel the need, and I mean, I guess I do know, it must be coming through for a reason. For whatever reason, when I engage with this channel, there's always this feeling of, I have to clarify that authenticity doesn't mean being loud out of a space of woundedness or victimization. I think people really confuse those two. They'll say, you know, I'm being this volatile, poisonous source of language, but it's because I'm being authentic, when in reality, it's that you're trying to control people and that you're trying to be too loud because you feel victimized or you're disempowered in some way. That's very different energy. Authenticity is empowered energy. Okay, and that's why authenticity is truth speaking, appropriate sort of respectful ways. It doesn't have to be disrespectful to be heard. And I think that whoever's message this is, either that's a lesson that you're currently untangling for yourself, or it's something that you've already learned. Okay, and here with the Seven of Cups, what we have is we have this patience. I think there's been a fine crafting of patience that's happened in this space, because maybe you were impatient before. Maybe you wanted things to happen right now, and you were like, I have to know why, and I have to know the things, and I need life to work out now, and I need all these things right now. And this space has really gotten you to a place where, after healing these dynamics, ultimately these dynamics are unsafe dynamics, right? After healing that, there's a deeper sense of safety, and that allows us to have the space to feel like we can have more patience in our life. Patience to let the story unfold. Patience to let ourselves learn the lesson. Patience to let ourselves, you know, naturally find our own rhythm. And there's definitely something about our own rhythm that's coming through in this, because these are clouds, but they transformed into waves for me just now. And the wave has a rhythm. The ocean, the tides, all of it has a rhythm. And that rhythm is, you know, it's that fine interplay between the sun and the moon. It's that, you know, gravitational force, the gravitational pull of the moon, but the moon is visible at night because of the sun. So there's this whole sort of like, my active principle is reflecting something within my true nature, that true nature of soul. So that tells me that whoever this message is for, you're about to rise. You're about to rise from this state and actively do XYZ, whatever it is. Let's see if something comes out here. Okay, so this feels, when I pulled the Five of Pentacles, because Five of Pentacles is about lack, what I heard was retrieve what was lost. And this feels like there's an act in this rising up, this rebirth, right? Where this is what is required to retrieve some sort of lost, I hesitate to say it, but it came through. I just don't want it to get mistaken identity. some sort of identity, maybe a way that we feel that we are that we haven't been able to live up to. For some of you, this is going to be, something that you feel is your purpose, or something that you feel called to do, something that you feel makes you more of who you are. There's something here where we're rising up out of this state of, it feels very isolatory, right? Because we have this snow, this isolation and this rest and recovery space that was required for you to heal and for you to discover who you are, in order to come back to this space where there's the lack and there is this loss. It's some space that's empty, and I feel that that emptiness isn't a negative thing. It's a space in which we can now plant seeds. That's traditionally what the Seven of Cups is he's got the garden, and he's oh, I'm sorry, that's the Seven of Pentacles. Well, I'm going to say it because I thought that was the Seven of Pentacles for a second. It's where he's waiting for the vine to ripen. The Seven of Cups is that daydreams. It's the patience. It's the knowing that you have all these things that are kind of percolating in the background, but not knowing when they'll be complete, not knowing what will come of them just yet. And I think that these two really go hand in hand in that way, because it is about opportunity. You don't have opportunity in spaces that are filled. Those spaces have to be emptied in order for opportunities to even have a place to come in. And that's really what's happening here. So whoever's message this is, I don't know that there's a lack. I don't know that that's what this is. It almost feels like I've emptied myself out, probably within this sort of belief system structure. The things that I think I know, I now understand I don't actually know, and it's allowing me to see truly, right? When we have so many beliefs and so many ideologies in the way, we can't see truly. When we're so focused on the truth, we can't see truly, because then we split everything into black and white and wrong and right and good and evil and all the things in between. And this is kind of telling me, between these two cards, especially sitting underneath this third eye activation, that someone has really cleared that space out. This is where we're able to receive. This is where we're able to receive the insight, receive the knowledge, receive the experience of transcendence that the third eye really represents. Traditionally, the third eye is the seat of the soul, and this is where we can actually see our soul in some way. But because there's this movement energy coming in with the sun to the moon, this feels a little bit like someone is taking action to almost, it's like, now I've seen it and now I'm about to project it, because now I've embodied and adopted who it is that I am at a core level, and now I'm ready to kind of take my place. This feels very much like getting out of this isolation, this solitude, this healing phase, and becoming now the person that goes out and they do whatever the thing is that you feel that you're called to do, or the thing that you feel that you're meant to do. And maybe you don't even have a label for it. You just know that you need to take the first steps. I like that in this card, it's almost like this small child is being led by the adults. Like our adult self is leading the inner core of ourself, which I always link to the inner child, who is actually the magical one here. And they're following the black cat, right? The mystery. They're following the mystery, and that mystery is leading them someplace warm and abundant. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. This may be a slow movement. We may be taking small steps at first. But the interesting thing about the Knight of Pentacles is he always gets to where he's going. Okay, he may not be the person that gets there first, but he's the person that's going to go, and he's going to, be very rest assured that once the King of Pentacles gets there, he's not moving, because he took long enough to think about it along the way, and he considered all angles, and so if he's going there, he knows that that's where he wants to go. Someone here, it just took you a long while to get here, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. The more time we take in really understanding ourselves, the more time we take in really understanding what direction we want to head in, or who we are if we don't have a direction. Because sometimes the only direction you need is who are you? Sometimes that's the only direction you need. Trust me. Trust me. It's like, we tend to think as people that we have to have the XYZs, like the bananas, grapes, and oranges all sorted out. And what does that do? It blocks the space. It blocks our true vision, our inner vision. The self already knows who it wants to be. The self already knows what it contains. The job of the conscious mind is not necessarily to control that direction. It's to unleash and unbridle the self. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's like the conscious mind is leading the way with a lantern, doesn't really know where it's going, but that child is holding on and is kind of leading the way with the mystery in tow. And so this is what's happening here. I think that some of you, it's like, you know that you just have to take the first steps, and you trust that you're on the path. And as long as you take those first steps, that path will guide you. It feels like your time is now. That's how it feels. It's like, I know that my time is now. I'm a bun that baked in the oven, and ding, I'm done. That's like the energy this is giving me. Okay, one more. And that is your advice. Badger spirit, be fearless and be bold. Okay. And number 4 may be significant for some of you there. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. I am also going to give you a time period because it keeps sticking out into my mind. And then once I saw like all the foliage, this is just, and especially that like African daisy, I think that's what that is. It just kind of stuck in my mind that something between July and August is going to be very important for people. Yes. So if this resonates with you, feel free to hit the like button. And until next time.